I was going into a game. We had 5 versus 5, a few teammates left. No one joined. No one joined for a solid 5-6 minutes. I'm like, this game mode is very popular. Why is no one joining? And yeah. Well, hello there and welcome back to a brand new video where today we're talking about, once again, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, because today of all days was the first sort of patch update which we've seen after playing Black Ops 4 for about a week. Obviously we did see a day 1 patch, but this patch is actually primarily addressing a few issues which we've all found within the game, and mainly we're talking about like some general stuff, some multiplayer stuff, some specialist stuff which is quite exciting, the maps, the perk, and the equipment. And to be honest, there's no weapon changes as of yet in terms of like buffing and nerfing, but for some reason, you know, I was playing last night and this morning and I was like, I'm sure they've done something, but they haven't told us. Or it might just be my mind being like, you know, like the placebo effect, going, oh, we've done this, and you might, you know, you're going, did they do it? Did they not? And I was finding with the new patch update 1.03, was that the patch update 1.03? I believe it was. Yes, it was. Patch update 1.03. It's around about 9 gig on the cheeky PlayStation 4, and about 11.5 gig on the Xbox One, and about 4 gig on the PC. Now, when this patch went live, to be honest, like matchmaking, I thought got affected by it a little bit. I was going into a game. We had 5 versus 5, a few teammates left. No one joined. No one joined for a solid 5-6 minutes. I'm like, this game mode is very popular. Why is no one joining? And yeah, so I don't know. Are you guys facing issues with matchmaking? I find that sometimes if the enemy team leave and there's like 1 or 2 people, no one joins. It's always the case, right? When you're doing well, put your kill streaks in, and the enemy just leave and no one joins. But on your team, when you're losing and you're fighting for the objective and some of your teammates leave and no one joins to support you. But hopefully, I don't know. I think matchmaking is like a sort of a process where it's like behind the scenes. You don't need a patch to fix it. But I don't know. Maybe because it was a busy weekend. Who knows? But anyway, I know we've gone a little bit off tangent there, but today's topic, today's video is talking about the Black Ops 4 multiplayer patch update 1.03, and yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. So if you do enjoy today's video, then be sure to leave a massive thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts regarding this. Right, so let's talk about the general stuff. So leaderboards are now available for multiplayer, Blackout, and zombies. You need to play 25 games on Blackout or multiplayer to show up on the leaderboard. They fixed an issue where player-created paint jobs may appear corrupted or stretched when placed on weapons. There seems to be an issue where you can no longer view theater files. This might be fixed very soon. And there's also general stability updates for multiplayer, Blackout, and zombies. Now moving on to multiplayer, they've improved the spawn points for free-for-all and domination on various maps. They haven't told us which maps they are. They've had a new sprint cancel reload option in the option settings. Very nice indeed. Everyone loves the sprint reload. Everyone likes the sprint reload. Everyone likes the sprint cancel reload. When you're reloading, if you start a sprint, it will cancel straight away. But they have addressed that if you're currently sprinting and you reload, it won't cancel. So in order to cancel the reload, you have to be like walking, reload, and then sprint to cancel the reload. They fixed a few issues where mantling and other first-person combat animations were not working as expected. Specialists, right, so the characters you choose, 1 per team. Interesting. So they fixed an exploit where a player could use the Crash Tac 5 for the duration of the match. That is not good, is it? They've addressed an issue where Ruin's grapple gun would appear to float above the player's hands. Rather than actually being in his hands, like this water's in my hand, it would float above your hand. So yeah, very interesting indeed. They fixed an issue where Nomad's vision pulse, visuals would remain on enemies after respawning and during best play. They've improved the pathfinding for Prophet Seeker on various maps. They've also fixed an issue with the voiceover lines occasionally playing at incorrect times. So it might be saying capping Bravo and the capping C or whatever, but for the specialist side of things. Now moving on to weapons and attachments, they have fixed some issues with weapon camos. Apparently they were appearing in incorrect places. Very bizarre, very interesting. We like to say interesting a lot on this video because everything is interesting, isn't it? Anyway, moving on from that, they fixed some issues where some reactive camos were not displaying correctly. Moving on to maps, so military, additional spawns for various game modes. Awesome stuff. I like to play the game mode Control. I think it's an amazing game mode. However, the spawns can be a bit funny, especially if you get in spawn killed. It's not fun being spawn killed, but hey, maybe they'll fix that eventually. Payload, they've extended the silo catwalk control zone into the missile area to provide additional cover when attacking and defending. Very nice. They've addressed an issue with engineer that allowed highlighted equipment to occasionally obscure enemy players. Score streaks, they've addressed an issue where the gunship thermal visuals could remain on enemy players. They've also fixed an issue where the Mantis cannot be controlled after calling in a strike team. And finally, the equipment. Team kills with the senior dart in hardcore no longer count towards your score streak progress. So there we have it. The first proper patch update for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. What do you guys want to see next? I mean, for me personally, what do I want to see next? I mean, control the spawns. If enemies are in your spawn, maybe the spawns should be fairer. I don't know. It's a bit like demolition game mode from previous Call of Duties where you can spawn kill, and I understand spawn killing. It's fun when you're attacking, but then when you're getting spawn killed, it can be quite a pain. But other than that, I mean, certain weapons, right, which annoy me, quite a few weapons annoy me, is the hip fire. Right, some SMGs have the worst hip fire in the world. I think the IKS, or one of them, VKS. The second SMG, yeah, not the MX9, which is basically the MP5, but a second one, which is pretty decent. It's like the ICR submachine gun equivalent, but it's pants at hip firing. It's literally just, I mean, for me, SMGs should be good at hip firing. Another thing I'm finding is with submachine guns in previous games, the ADS sight to aim down sight was fairly quick, so therefore you didn't need to have a quick draw. In this game, it's pretty slow, so you need to have quick draw, and I'm like, really? For an SMG? It's normally it's so light, you should be able to zoom in quickly. But no, that's probably my only things really, the ADS on some machine guns, as well as the hip firing, which is kind of pants. And it's interesting how there's different attachments for different weapons, and that kind of makes sense. But for some machine guns, I really want laser sight on all of them. I mean, why not? Why only a few of them? I want to run all of them. I want, with an SMG, I like to run around sometimes, aim, but I like to hip fire, especially in those tight situations. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to leave a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below your thoughts regarding this. But anyway, have a wonderful day, and as always, see you guys in my next video. Adios, chaps. Boom. And her is not in her. She's a